There are four fundamental forces in the universe that allow matter to exist. Without them, nothing would be created, nothing would exist, and nothing would be here today on Earth. Everything would just be gone. This pen would be gone. This iPod would be gone. Abe Lincoln would have never even existed in the first place. Which is so sad. But anyways, there are four fundamental forces, and these four fundamental forces can be divided into two categories: familiar and unfamiliar forces. Yeah. So the first category, unfamiliar forces, are the ones we don't really come across very much in our daily lives, but subatomic particles, we come across them pretty often. So the first unfamiliar force you have are strong forces. In strong forces, they're responsible for binding nuclei. So two nucleuses, they're responsible for binding the two, basically. So you have one nucleus and another one, and they just merge, and strong forces are responsible for that. And they're also responsible for stabilizing protons, so that this atom, when it comes together, and whatever matter is being created, it's stable and it doesn't, break apart or move or get destroyed or anything like that. So the second unfamiliar force are weak forces. And weak forces, they're responsible for breaking down things or decay. And these weak forces, they're much stronger than, say, gravity, which is one of the strongest forces in the universe, but they're much stronger than that, but only at a close distance. If they're further away, weak forces are not that effective. So it's stronger than gravity, but only at shorter distance, weaker than gravity, longer distance. They're also responsible for powering stars, and creating elements, and they're also responsible for all the radiation in our universe. And also, they're responsible for a thing called beta decay, where a nucleus turns into a proton and has that to expel an electron. So you have a proton, it becomes a neutron, or proton, nucleus, proton, and then it just throws out the electron. So that was just one proton. So those are two unfamiliar forces. Now there are our familiar forces. The first one is gravity. And gravity is the force that holds us down to Earth. It's what we experience in our daily life on a daily basis. And we're affected by it every single day. But subatomic particles are generally not very affected by it. It just isn't that important on a subatomic, scale. For us, it may be that important, but if we were to compare how much gravity affects us and how much it affects, say, an atom, it would affect us a whole lot more, and the atom, it wouldn't really affect it very much. Now, gravity does exist wherever matter is present, so they do have subatomic particles, they do have some sort of gravitational pull. It's just not very strong as opposed to, like, humans on Earth. And the last fundamental force is electromagnetic force. And the electromagnetic force, it's present wherever there's two subatomic particles or atoms that have an electric charge. So this force, it binds things that have an electric charge. So for example, if you had an electron and that's a negative charge, it would bind it with a nucleus because there's protons around the nucleus, and the negative electron wants to bind and wants to come together with that proton. And this electromagnetic force, it's very powerful in the sense that it can also counter strong forces, and strong forces are the things that hold things together. It's a force that keeps, subatomic particles together, and it binds nucleuses and stuff. So when you have an electromagnetic force here that is also very, very powerful, that can actually jeopardize how stable an atom or whatever matter is being created. You have to kind of look at each side, and one or the other could win. That's what really tests how structurally sound an atom or whatever little merging thing was created, and how stable that is. And you really have to count on strong forces doing that one to make sure that they keep, everything nice and together and stable. So those are the four fundamental forces of the universe. Without them, nothing would exist. Matter wouldn't exist. Life wouldn't exist. And there just wouldn't be, anything. So goodbye from Lincoln and I, and I hope you guys have a great day.